Hello, my friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Gena, and if you're brand new here, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a subscriber or one of my friends, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. You know that I appreciate you. If you're new or if you're a subscriber, this is going to be a little bit different of a video. I have not been posting on YouTube as much because I have been neck deep in studying the Bible this year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share what I'm doing right now and how I'm doing it, the study Bibles I'm using, just to kind of give you an idea of that. So if that's something that you want to see, we're going to start here in a minute. But first, I'm going to start you off with some scripture. Job. Yep, I am in the book of Job. And what I just thought I would do is I'm just going to share how I've been studying it. Share my study tools, share the Bibles I'm using. I will link everything down below. I'm going to link to Amazon because that's where I buy my stuff primarily. But look around. Look at like christianbookstore.com. Sometimes like Lifeway will have good deals. Look around, like always look around and see what kind of deals that you can get. Okay, so this year we decided, you know what? I'm going to read the whole Bible in a year, and I'm going to have my husband and my daughter do it too. You know what? I'm going to get the Bible recap, which I've had for a while for myself, and at Christmas I gave Mike and Ashley a copy of it. I'm like, you know what? Starting January 1st, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to read the entire Bible in 1 year using the Bible recap in our Bibles. Well... That is not an easy thing to do if you've never read the Bible before, or if you don't know all the characters in the Bible, or the people in the Bible, I should say, and you're a newer Christian. So I'm the one leading the Bible study, for the fam, and we start out in Genesis, and that works out pretty good. We get up to whatever chapter we need to go to, and then the Bible recap sends us over to Job. Job. Immediately, my husband and daughter are like, I have no idea what I'm reading. So I send Ashley a study Bible. I'm like, hey, read this too. And at this time, I was not starting Job. I was still kind of in Genesis because, I'm a note taker. So once I started Job, I'm like, oh yeah, this is not going to happen for us. Like, Job is a doozy. Once you get reading it and start really understanding it, you pick up on it. But to get there is not easy. So we kind of nixed that, and Ashley's now reading in the New Testament. Mike's reading in the New Testament. I'm still reading Job because I started and I can't stop. I need to understand the book of Job, and by doing that, I have really kind of figured out how I want to study the Bible in a year, and that's what I'm going to share here. And this is really no shade to the Bible recap. I will come back and do the Bible recap when I can just recap the Bible. In my opinion, that is for someone who's read the Bible that can quickly just read 3 chapters and look at the recap at night and be done and move on to the next 3 chapters. I'm not that person. I am not that educated in the Bible that I can do that. So again, I'm going to share how I've been working through this. Maybe this will help you out and give you some tips. If you have any tips for me below, that would be great. But this is how I have been working through the Bible this year. And no, it will not be done in a year. I don't know how long it'll take. It's going to take however much time it takes. Okay, so I like to have physical copies of stuff because I like to flip through a page. I like a book. I like a nice pen that I can write stuff down and make notes. And especially in this case, I didn't want to make my notes directly in a study Bible or one of my Bibles. So I had picked up these Crossway spiral Bibles a while back, and I left them in a box. Gosh, I want to say forever, because I bought them, I'm pretty sure, when they first came out. And I didn't really know what I was going to do with them. I thought, maybe I'll create in them, but I already have like the spiral Bible with the white pages that I create in, and these have cream pages. So I didn't know what to do until I decided to read the Bible in a year. These are great for studying. So these are cream pages, and as you can see, there's little lines on each side. The writing's kind of small, so if you have hard vision, you're definitely going to need like your peepers. I guess that's what they're called, like, where your reading glasses. But I think it's fantastic. It's got a lot of room, and I like to be able to write flat. So what I do is I just pull a couple pages at a time. I flip the spiral over and I write from there. And it's working out really nice for me. It gives me enough room to go in and read, go into my 3 different study Bibles that I'm going to share, write notes, and fill up a page without feeling like I need to do more. So here's the beginning of the book of Job. And what I've done here is I've taken notes from one of my Bibles and I put that over on the left. So that's just kind of notes on the book of Job. And then I'll go into the book of Job and I'll start reading verse by verse. And this is the first Bible that I'm starting with. This is an NLT study Bible. This was the very first study Bible I was recommended to get. And at first, I didn't really know what a study Bible was, so it sat for a long time. Now I absolutely love it. And with this Bible, it is a New Living Translation. That's NLT, right? NLT. So there's a different translation, number one. So it's different than my ESV study Bible. Has a different translation. And then there's a great introduction to each book, which I would encourage you to read. Especially if you're new to the Bible or new to a book, it gives you kind of a summary and what the meaning of the book is. So kind of when you're going into, you have an idea of what's going to happen. Then at the bottom there, well, what I'm pointing at now, this is all the cross references, which it's still like, I was talking to my daughter about this last night, and just how the Bible is so incredibly written and how everything just mixes and mingles. It's amazing. So that was up there on the left. Here at the bottom, these are all just little notes. And I wouldn't say it covers every single verse, but it gives you a good idea on certain verses of, maybe like a breakdown of a meaning or a character or what that meant, or it'll take you to the Hebrew translation. It'll take you to, a prophecy somewhere else, or how maybe that verse came true in the New Testament. So this is kind of where I'm starting. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of break down like certain sections of it. So I'll find, a part that says, okay, this is verses 1 through 5, and this is what this means. And then I'll take my highlighter and I'll mark it over there, like where the yellow is. And then I'll just kind of pull that out and study that section. And then from there, if I think that's like, okay, that's a lot, let me go into my ESV study Bible. And I love this too. This is just another, set of commentaries, just like the NLT, but it's different. It's the ESV version, this Bible, and really each Bible that you come across has a different set of commentators or potentially translators, depending on the translation. So you get different information. It's really like God speaks to all of us in different ways, and these people have studied theology and really learned it and broken down all the words so they can give it to you in a way that maybe you won't think about. And that's how I think about all of us. Like, we all can give something to each other. Every single verse in the Bible, we all could have a different takeaway. And that's just how God is working in all of our hearts. So this is what the pages look like. I thought about like going through each chapter and kind of sharing. Let me know if that's something that you want to see in the future, because I would like to share. But I don't know if that's too much, and I'm not sure if people actually want to see that. So here I'm just showing you, how I broke this down, what these certain sections are. Again, I'm not sure if you can see this all too well, but it will highlight the verses that it wants to point to. Sorry, I'm losing my track of words. So the bottom highlights verses, it highlights words. Again, it highlights Hebrew. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going up here. So my color scheme is not specific to like certain things. What I do is I break up sections by color to separate what I'm studying. So this could just be a few verses at a time, because there's sometimes maybe I don't get through a whole chapter, so I didn't do just like all of the God stuff in yellow or all of Job's friends in certain colors. Towards the end, I tried to just keep with using like a light blue when Job was doing like his final statements. But overall, I do not have a perfect color plan. So if you do, share that below. I guess I could have, like, if I would have read all the way through and then come back, I could have kind of color coordinated according to Job's friends and when, they were actually being good friends the first 7 days, and then the different friends coming in and telling Job, yeah, you must have sinned because God would not do this to you. Any other way. I mean, back then it was like if you lost your family or if you had a disease, people thought it was because you were a sinner and you've done something bad. And here I'm just like, I'm getting to the portion of Job where the Lord speaks, and I've already read this at this point. So it's just, that's where I was looking forward to the whole book of Job, was like getting to that portion. So that's just kind of a breakdown. I can share my Bible journaling or my Bible study process. If you would like to, I could kind of just put the camera on and oversee it. Let me know if that's something that you want to see. And here is Genesis. This was just when I first started. I've read Genesis before, but I still went in and took notes. And that's what's cool about having like a different study Bible, or if you're using another two good spots or to go. If you're online, you can use BibleHub.com or Blue Letter Bible. You can break things down. And I just really think that each verse in the Bible has more to it than just the verse in the Bible. Obviously, that's the case because now we have verse studies, we have verse mapping, we have word mapping. There's lots of ways to do it. So you kind of just have to figure out what you want to pull from the Bible. Okay, friends, this about wraps up this video. Thank you so much for being here. Know that I love you. Know that God loves you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. I don't know, but I love you so much. Bless up, my friends.